Uh-oh. It's all pink. I love it.
Oh, is it 5 copies of
How many minutes in that song?
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
play that one more minute.
Huh? Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just play it one more minute and then I'm ready.
Okay. You deserve to win. Yeah, you deserve to win.
And don't just break it. Break it when it's breakable.
45 seconds.
When it's breakable. You know what? I keep forgetting that we have a street. Oh no, that's in Gary, 49 Tennessee. Wait.
15 seconds.
Hello, everybody. What's up?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. And you know, I changed the name from Tuesday to Tuesday. Choose to be happy, choose to be inspiring, choose to be ignited, and choose to be blessed. It always seems impossible until it's done. You know, the word, if you separate it, says, I'm possible. So have an inspiring Tuesday. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm proudly posted in the studio with the Brunch Bunch. What's up, y'all? Listen, we got a great show for you today, as we do every day, and particularly on Tuesday. I think we save our best for Tuesday. I'm going to say that tomorrow, too, so don't worry about it. Like my grandmother used to say to every one of her grandkids when she thought we weren't listening, you know you're my favorite, right? Well, today is going to be one of your favorite days because as we always tell you, it is always our aim to send you back better than you came. So keep it locked right here on the Brunch Bunch.
He's fabulous.
What do y'all think so much?
She got so many people. She has so many people.
What did you say?
She has so many people.
Are you serious? Do we have enough chairs?
No. We'll make it work.
Probably grab some from the
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 chairs.
And we have 5.
Go to
The next guest.
bequeeze.com and get
You
your
don't
favorite
you don't have
fragrance
to have
today.
one.
That's
Okay.
BEQUEESE.com.
When we finish our series of
Bequeeze.com.
commercials, you'll come in,
invading
and
your
then we'll go right
peace.
into your.
Don't let bugs, rodents, or creepy crawlies ruin your home or business. Call RV Pest
I
Solutions.
love your nail
The
polish.
trusted pest control experts serving our community. Mention the Brunch Bunch and receive a special discount on your first service.
And you are Anaya?
Oh,
you're my sister. Okay. Everybody needs a sister circle. Welcome.
That's 312-217-9605. RV Pest Solutions. Protecting what matters most to you.
Imagine this. You're asleep and suddenly your phone alerts you. Someone's at your door. Would you rather be caught off guard or be
Yeah, you
in
got
trouble?
sure. Well, if you want your face to show.
It's right by the computer. The printer.
Experts in life safety and
What's in
security.
And right now, Secure Home and Automation is offering an exclusive deal for new customers. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 866-447-3344.
That's right. Call Secure Home Automation today at 866-447-3344
We got what?
and take control of
About
your
50
safety.
seconds.
That's
50 seconds? You nervous?
866-447-3344.
Okay. You look like you're nervous.
For real?
Yeah. But maybe that's just your demeanor. Maybe so. But I don't want you to be. I'm gonna make you feel real comfortable. It's gonna be seamless.
Attorney Flanagan has settled millions of dollars in cases of car crashes, truck cases, slip and falls, medical malpractice, police misconduct, and more. No one wants to get injured, but if you are, make the best of it. Call Chicago's #1 accident attorney, concentrating in serious injuries, wrongful death, and medical malpractice.
20 seconds.
Right now, I'm gonna bring you on.
Health. Our team is experienced and dedicated to giving you true service
You
and
can.
justice. Call us at 773-789-8LAW.
5 seconds to interrupt.
At WindyCityInjury.com. Flanagan Injury Law Group. We work for you.
We're in the raw with Tamara Fair on the Brunch Bunch.
Today on the Brunch Bunch, we are delighted that a really beautiful young lady has a story of heartbreak and triumph to tell. Miss Leah Lewis, who is a proud Gary, Indiana native, registered nurse, and founder of the Ray Lewis Foundation. Leah is turning purpose into progress with her latest venture, Lewis Estate and Townhomes at Colonial Gardens, a new housing development on 49th and Tennessee dedicated to the community, safety, and legacy. She's here to share how love, loss, and leadership are all driving forces behind the powerful project. And we want to give a big Brunch Bunch welcome to Miss Leah Lewis. Welcome, Leah.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we are wonderful and so happy to understand and delve into exactly how you formulated this foundation.
Yeah, I'm excited to let you know.
All right, let's get right into it.
Okay.
So what inspired you to launch Lewis Estates and Townhomes, and why now as opposed to?
Well, to start, my grandfather, Fred Lewis, he developed the Reformation Realty in Gary, Indiana over 40 years ago. He passed away in 2019, and it's kind of been a staple for us to, rent, remodel, and do different things around the community that kind of helps our organization. So I feel like it's very important that we keep it going through his legacy and just to start, something different. We also have Lewis Construction and Development. Me and my sister, we own that, and we do certain things around the community with demolition, concrete, roofing, all types of things that can kind of help the community out and build something different.
Well, you don't see a lot of women in your area, so I'm really happy that you guys are filling this space and doing it very classily, if I can say it like that. So how did your upbringing on 49th Avenue and your brother Ray's legacy influence your vision for this development and your future development?
Well, my upbringing on 49th to now, I feel like it's big. I feel like you never really see anyone in Gary, Indiana come back to where they used to stay and bring something that's memorable and something that's big for the community. And especially with my sister and I coming to do it together and, make something for our family that we can, live on for our legacy to come.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying how the Jacksons didn't really do that until later on. Yeah. 2300 Jackson Street, how far is that from where you grew up? That is really not a question. I'm just putting it out there.
It's not far, though.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's not far. It's
all
like
right.
Up the street.
So I was looking at Janet. She just came back like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I see.
So it's really nice that you guys are reinvesting in the community that invested in you.
Absolutely.
So can you walk us through the types of homes and townhouses that are being built at the Colonial Gardens?
So,
and how did you get that name? That's a nice name.
Well, Lewis Estates and Townhomes, we kind of just thought about that on the jump. It wasn't like...
No, I mean Colonial.
Oh, Colonial Gardens. That's what it was prior to.
Oh, okay.
So it's Lewis Estates and Townhomes are what it is now. And prior to it was the Colonial Gardens.
Okay.
49th and Tennessee. So we just trying to keep that foundation of the Colonial Gardens and kind of put it back into what we have now, the Lewis Estates and Townhomes. I'm not sure if, everybody's seeing our logo, but we do have 2 birds on the top of it. And that's just in dedication of my grandfather and my brother Ray.
Oh, So you have 2 bedrooms, studios, 1 bedrooms.
Yeah, so we will be having Inherent Homes. That's from Tim Swanson out in Chicago, Illinois. He does modular homes, single family homes. There will be 3 to 4 bedrooms. We also have single family homes that will be built from Lewis Construction Development and JMD Construction outside of Gary, Indiana. So those homes will be built up, and we also have old Colonial Gardens homes already out there, so we're going to keep that foundation, try to keep the memory of Colonial Gardens alive.
Sounds very British. So what sets Lewis Estates apart from the other developments in the region?
Honestly, it's being ran by 2 amazing women.
There you go. You better come on, amazing women.
Yeah, Anaya Lewis and Leah Lewis. We here doing what we got to do for my dad. My dad is like a really big part of this. I just feel like what I'm trying to do and what we're trying to do is kind of bring that vision to life for him.
That's amazing. So why did you choose to invest in Gary, Indiana for this project as opposed to another area? And I know that's where you have roots. I know that's where you guys grew up. But a lot of times, to your point, a lot of people get their roots and then they take and replant them somewhere else. Why back in Gary?
I feel like that's what sets us apart from everyone else. We're here to give back to the community. We haven't left the community. We're here every single day, walking the community in 49th, and we're here just to, give back to our community. We don't want to just leave and, not give back. We want to still be here and still give our community something that they can look for. That's why our slogan, rooted in community, growing together. We're still here. We're still being rooted, and we're coming together.
I love that slogan.
Yeah.
You're not only sloganizing it, you live in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, kind of like Chicago, we get a bad rap for violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gary and Anna does as well. So how do you see this development contributing to the violence prevention and community building? Goals central to the foundation's mission.
Absolutely. I feel like with my brother being killed in Gary, Indiana in 2015, I feel like that will bring awareness to our project we're doing, because that brings up a lot of violence and gun violence and prevention that will be there for everyone, to help them to, pass out flyers if need be. Also, we'll be having a Ray Lewis Community Center that will have like outreaches, events, and, if anyone needs help in the gun violence or any issue at all, they can come to us and just have a safe haven that they can call home.
And do you all have jobs that you're providing? You talked about passing out flyers. That's a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now we are getting in development with everything. We just had our first Ray Lewis development team meeting, so that foundation is really getting some stuff in the works.
That's awesome. So see, not only are they providing housing, they're also providing jobs and building up the community one project at a time, right?
Absolutely.
Well, this is amazing. So now, sis, I know you didn't want to get on the mic, but you are just as much a part of this transformation of Gary, Indiana as anybody. And I love the fact that you guys are doing it together, sisters, helping sisters and brothers.
Yes.
So why is this so impactful to you?
Like what my sister said, I just feel like us doing it for my papa, Fred Lewis, and my brother Rayon that was killed. I just feel like bringing it back to the community is like really big to the family Lewis development, and I just really think it's just very like powerful coming from two Black females, and it shows that, especially for my age, being 18 years old, it shows like for my young youth that anybody could do it. And yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
18.
Yes.
Do you know most people at 18 are not even going to class? And here you are building up townhomes. This is amazing. So you guys are trailblazers as well. So I love that. So tell us about what's coming up with the back to school giveaway and the groundbreaking ceremony, and what can folks expect? Now I want the who, what, when, where, and how.
Okay, so with the back to school giveaway, we are still trying to look for a place to house it. We had our first Ray Lewis development meeting last night, and I just feel like having it at the lot, it might be too much, like with generators and everybody needing this, everybody needing that. So we're trying to figure out a better place to house it, especially with this being our first annual back to school giveaway. Also with it being my brother's Ray 10-year anniversary of his death and doing it on the 10th, it kind of means a lot to me to just get it done. I know everybody has their own back to school giveaway, but this back to school giveaway is going to be different because
Heartfelt.
Heartfelt, memorable, and it means something to me, like wholeheartedly. That's what I was trying to point out, that now that I done got my career set, what I want to do now, I feel like I can branch off and just do what I love and just give my whole heart to the Ray Lewis Foundation.
But you know what? It is very personal for you, but I think that a lot of people will resonate with that, because a lot of people are the recipients, not the victims of, but the recipients of the aftermath of gun violence. And so this will be a nice way to commemorate and keep their loved ones' legacies that's gone on alive. So I love that.
Absolutely.
So where is it? How can people? Oh, you don't know where it is yet.
We don't know yet. But
so listen, believers, you heard that. If you got a venue that you want to donate, or on the low, you want to contact Leah give them your contact information. Also your socials. Okay, my Instagram is the Ray Lewis Foundation Incorporated on Instagram, and then also on Facebook, the Ray Lewis Foundation Incorporated. And it's it starts with a V. Yeah. All right. So the Ray Lewis Foundation is looking for a home in order to start this annual giveaway with back to school goodies that will really help uplift the community. So I definitely want you guys to reach out. Do you have a number that they can call? Our listeners really like to call. Yeah, I have a number, 219-376-2819. Give it again 2 more times. 219-376-2819. Again, 219-376-2819. Now, you mentioned you have your career all set up, because by trade, you're a nurse.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of nurse?
I am a cardiac IMCU nurse.
You a big nurse.
Yeah,
You a
girl.
big nurse, honey. Cardiac. So you're a nurse, a leader, and now a developer. How do you stay grounded and fueled to do the work that you do? Are you still nursing as well?
I am full-time.
Oh, wow. So how do you stay grounded?
Honestly, this foundation has kind of helped me a lot. In the beginning, I just been a nurse for about a year now, and I became charge nurse, preceptor, just doing a lot on the floor. So I feel like with me having the Ray Lewis Foundation, I feel like I can give so much of that to the foundation to kind of help me calm down in a way.
Mhm.
I feel like it's been helping a lot because I've been on my feet, moving, and just getting stuff done. So
That's
feel
big deal.
Yeah, it's
That's
a big deal.
big deal.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, the Ray Lewis Foundation on all social medias. That's Instagram and Facebook. Definitely, if you have a place that you want to donate and or give it to them for the low so they can start this annual back to school giveaway. This is Purpose with Passion. It's not just a party. It is definitely a give back to the community. You can also call 219-376-2819. It's 219-376-2819. Before you go, one story that has really touched your heart, that if you had storytelling abilities for 50 years, you'd be telling it for your foundation, who you've helped.
Honestly, I feel like I've helped all the little girls out there on 49th or any community out there. I feel like I'm a role model to every, little kid out there. And I feel like I want to be that. I know my sister want to be that too. She's a realtor herself. So we are just trying to, be big sisters for little girls or,
Big sisters for little girls.
Just be that for them and just try to help and support them. So,
I love that,
yeah.
Leah. Girls, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Hopefully you'll get a flood of calls. You'll be choosing where you want to go. And maybe not just for this year, you can also plan it for next year. So when you come back, you can give that address out. All right, guys, the Ray Lewis Foundation. That's 219-376-2819. In the meantime, in between time, if you all haven't figured out how to give back and get your pathway to heaven, well, you might want to think about that. It's Inspiration 1390.
Hey, I had an idea for you guys.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
You should reach out to him. He's super philanthropic. He has the Power 52 organization, Ray of Sunshine Foundation.
Yeah.
He does a lot with communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's worth a
that'd
shot.
be big.
Football, right?
Yeah.
Football, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Middle linebacker, best linebacker ever played.
That's a great idea. Actually, to have that name and that legacy and that star power, that's awesome. And he said, and the money. Can we take pictures?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Great interview.
Thank you so much.
You want your phone, bro?
Courage is ever do is surround yourself with people who have courage. It's time to get going. You ready? Come on, family. Let's go. Courage is learned. Yeah, you're born with courage. No, but if you don't surround yourself with the right people who have courage, many of the greatest things you could ever do, you won't do. Not because you're not capable. It's because you don't have the courage to do it. So one of the best things you could ever do is surround yourself with people who have courage. It's time to get going. You ready? Come on, family.
Yeah.
What's up, Tanya? Tia's Hair Needs. What's up, Reynolds Provision? Fish Boil. What's up, y'all? You hear like those young ladies doing some amazing things? I mean, that's incredible. So that means if they can do it, you can do it. And if you don't want to do it, support what they're doing. And remember, it's all coming up. So if you have some kids that are in the Indiana area, you definitely want to take them to the event. And we will know when and where the event is. We'll keep you posted. All right, girls? Take care. Girls and guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. All right, this is mine. This is my packet right here.
Yeah. It's probably we're gonna use that mic. Yes.
Yep.
Since the moment I stepped on earth, I tripled my worth. Mama said it was great, she knew it from birth.
Hello, everyone.
Ay, really started from got it from dirt.
What I was saying to you is don't forget I got those certificates. And I went to the theater and forgot to give them to you.
Yes, it was right here, you know.
Well, the table doesn't know where it is.
Be fabulous.
Is Winona coming?
I'm kind of a guest.
You're Winona today.
I'm Winona. Don't we look just alike?
I almost couldn't tell you apart.
You want to just go straight into
Yes, please. Okay. Play the song first. Okay. Because you got time today.
Grease painting to distinct fragrances, sensual pure royale, and the alluring forbidden kiss. Order Grease today.
I don't understand what you just
We got
said.
two more guests.
Oh, you got two more guests.
So this segment will be about 10 minutes, and then we'll bring in other guests.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
sure.
this is Nathan Action Jackson.
Just let me know when
put
you
you
want
on
to
the way I
switch.
get my style right. GQ Gentleman,
So the
located
first
at
guest
7149 South State Street,
Cordell.
right here in Chicago.
Cordell.
Whether it's for church, prom, weddings, or galas, GQ Gentleman has the suits that keep me looking sharp. and
Oh, okay,
feeling
so this is the
confident.
second
Need
segment.
that
So
perfect fit?
Cordell's going to
Call
talk
them
about
at 773
a couple of
966
Juneteenth guests he has coming up.
4383.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for joining us.
966-4383, and tell them Action Jackson sent you. GQ Gentleman, where Chicago's finest get suited. and
So she's gonna play the song, and then you come right on in and let people know who
and
you
suddenly
are
your
and that
phone
you're filling
alerts
in
you.
for.
Someone's at your door. Would you rather be caught off guard or be in control?
Safety isn't optional; it's a necessity. That's why we trust.
So your
Secure
next
Home
guests are
Automation,
Levon
the
Stone.
experts in life safety and security
From
systems.
Aquavist.
And right now,
Because
Secure
it's
Home and
June
Automation
is
is offering an
Gun Violence
exclusive deal
Awareness
for
Month, and
new
we'll be talking
customers.
about the work
Don't
that
wait until
Aquavist
it's too
does in
late.
that space.
Call
But
866-447-3344.
Cordell, I'm
That's
being
right.
mean to
Call
Cordell.
Secure Home and Automation today at 866-447-3344 and take control of your safety. That's 866-447-3344.
In a crash and need some cash? Don't start panicking. Just call Flanagan Injury Law Group, 773-789-8LAW, or visit our website, WindyCityInjury.com. Attorney Flanagan has settled millions of dollars in cases
Credell.
for
Is it
car
Credell?
crashes, truck
Am I
cases,
pronouncing
slip
that
and
correctly?
falls, medical malpractice,
Because
police
everybody
misconduct,
pronounce my
and
name
more.
every kind
No
of
one
way.
wants to be
Tamara,
injured.
Tamara,
Makeup
Tamara,
Tamara.
and I got a good friend who calls me Tamara and knows my name.
Tamara.
And right when I was in high school, see Tamara. So now I just answer everything. Tamara.
Oh, I know you said mom. Anita, Renata.
You don't like Tamara? I think that's a pretty name. I mean, I know it's not, but
Wait, so it's Tamara.
right.
Okay.
You said it. You always.
Yeah.
No, everyone's right. I was saying other people
Uh-huh.
say super wrong.
I feel the love. I know it's not me, it's from above.
Not on me.
Now you make sure you talk about what you do.
Yeah.
It's something on me, strongly. If you feel me, everybody throw your hands up and say,
I should change the spelling to A-I-R. People know how to pronounce air. Tamara.
Tamara. But you shouldn't have to do that.
Girl, it don't even matter though.
Add a Y and
Just so long as the way they call me. Amazing.
And they call you Jarrell.
if you agree, can explain it simply. Go ahead and throw your hands up. I woke up this
They
morning.
just see the J, they just see the, yeah, I'm like, they say that they see the J's.
Beluga, what's going on? How are you today? It's Tuesday. I hope you heard that. Choose to be blessed today. Okay, you can fade it. Okay. You coming right in.
Hi there, it's Winona Redmond. It's time to win because it's time for community
Chatter, brought to you by Win-Win Communications.
Hey everybody, good morning. Well, I say good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Community Chatter. My name is Katrina Waddy. I am co-hosting or standing in for the wonderful Winona Redmond. Of course, no one can fill her shoes, but I'm gonna try my best to do it today. I am the Public Education Director for Aclivis, and we are a community health organization that looks at violence through a public health lens. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But right now we are here with our special guest, Mr. Credell Walls, and he's the manager of Sandridge Nature Center. So Credell, welcome to Community Chatter.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, I got on Credell because he was supposed to be on last week, so he's squeezing in my time today, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But anyway, traffic, okay. But anyway, so Credell, I know I saw you on Channel 9. I caught the end of the morning news show, and you're talking about some great events coming up for Juneteenth. Of course, there's a lot of stuff in Chicago, so there's a million things going on in Chicago all week, and especially Thursday.
You would think Chicago was Texas the way we get down on Juneteenth.
Man, that's all we need.
That's all we need. That's an excuse.
Yep. So, Credell, tell us about, introduce yourself to our listeners, but then tell us a little bit about what's going on for Juneteenth. You got a lot of organizations, a lot of events, rather.
Well, first and foremost, thank you all for having me, the Forest Preserve of Cook County, on this show. My name is Credell Walls. I go by Cree. I am the director of Sandridge Nature Center. Been with the Forest Preserve for 13 years. Director over there at Sandridge for about 3 years. And as far as Juneteenth, we do have quite a few things happening within the Forest Preserve. The biggest event I want to share with everyone is Saturday, June 21st. This Saturday coming up is our Juneteenth Jubilee at Sandridge Nature Center, which is 15891 Paxton Avenue in South Holland. The event time is from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. And at 1 p.m., we will be having a cake cutting ceremony with yours truly, President Preckwinkle, and a few elected officials that will be speaking there. But the event itself will have a lot of African drumming going on, some storytelling. We're going to have some family-friendly activities, from face painting to building your own ceramic art, take-home art pieces with you. And also we're going to have different presentations happening by Midwest Underground Railroad Network, which is going to educate the public on the role that Chicago played in the Underground Railroad. And actually, what most people may or may not know, unless they've been reading up on it, Sandridge Nature Center is right along Michigan City Road, which is the road that freedom seekers traveled on all the way up to Detroit to get over to Canada for freedom.
Wow.
So we're going to share a lot of those types of stories. We're going to have the Harambe Collective doing, don't want to butcher this. They're going to be doing a nice performance.
Okay,
Let's just put it like that.
But I think people are really familiar with Harambe and are looking forward to it. And that piece of history that you just shared is incredible. A lot of people don't really know how history rich we are in Chicago or in the Chicagoland area. So it's organizations like yours and people like you who really impart that kind of history. I'm, for one, excited about. What kind of cake?
Velvet. Red
velvet. That's for the blood.
That's for the blood.
That's for the blood.
Yeah, of course, we're going to have some hibiscus tea. Not only does it taste good, but it is good for your blood pressure. We are going to have some soul food there for people to sample.
See, you're going to need that hibiscus tea after that soul food.
And give us the website or where we can go for more information.
The best way to find out more information is www.fpdcc.com. That's www.fpdcc.com. That's the Forest Preserve District of Cook County.
That D. I was wondering what the D was first. Okay, first.
And /Juneteenth, because if you're coming to this event, now, of course, the Forest Preserve has tons of events all year, but this Juneteenth event is kind of historic because, this is a new holiday for us in Illinois and in the nation. And so we have all of these Juneteenth celebrations, and it's really important because if they didn't get the news for 2 years, come on now. A lot of people are like, wait, we just got a day off. Why June? What? I don't care. These are kinds of things where you can really learn about what the historic impact is on Juneteenth. And if you don't know your history from where you came, you're liable to repeat yourself
and you won't
and
know
go back. Exactly. So again, that's fpdcc.com /Juneteenth. So Credell, what are some of the events that you all have at the Forest Preserve throughout the year?
Well, so before I get to all of those, I also want to encourage folks to look on our website to look at what we're doing on June 19th as well. Because June 19th at Sand Ridge, we will be leading 2 guided hikes called Rooted Routes, where on these guided hikes, you'll learn a little bit about more about Juneteenth and what does that mean to you. And we're hoping to do some recording, some video recording and some journaling in our classroom after those guided hikes. So people go to the website, register for those 2 hikes. And in addition to that, you'll be doing some self-guided hikes for yourself. And you can just reflect on your own if you don't want to share that with anyone else.
Get your hiking boots, because those forest preserves are not to play with.
No joke.
Some are to play with and some are not.
Yes.
But that's a nice alternative way to celebrate Juneteenth, and just to kind of go within a little bit. I'm thinking about it outside of these events, of just looking for a place to sometimes just go and just get with yourself a little bit and get with nature a little bit.
And to transition to the question you asked, also there you can do some canoeing on the 19th as well at Bobian Woods. So look up other Juneteenth stuff. And throughout the year, there's opportunity for hiking, canoeing, fishing. We have a Go Ape zip lining course. There's different nature centers that offer different types of bird watching opportunities. If you're not an avid bird watcher or you want to get into it, my son, 8 years old, loves birding now. He didn't get it from me, but I'm now into birding because of him.
Okay.
So kids will get into all of these different free opportunities that we have to offer.
So you kind of glossed over the zip line.
Yeah, the zip lining.
We want to go back to that. So I was looking at, I think it was Love and Hip Hop, or maybe it was Housewives last night, and they were zip lining in Vegas. And I've zip lined before, but it's been in nature. So that's kind of mirroring what they zip lined over an actual busy street.
Yeah.
So
a little bit different here.
I'm not with it. But anyway.
And this one is more like you have high rope course, and then the last part of that level, you zip line down to the next level.
Oh wow!
Or zip up to the next.
So all of these are free events that you can do throughout
the zip lining is
hold on. I didn't think that was gonna be free.
The majority of everything is free. Zip lining is very affordable.
Okay.
For what you get. Camping,
almost free.
All the different camping locations are extremely affordable. So, for example, at Camp Shabona, which is part of the Sand Ridge campus, for 8 bed cabin, you can pay around $85 for one night.
It's not bad.
That's better than Airbnb.
Right.
So there's 8 people splitting it 8 different ways, $10.
I didn't even realize the forest preserves had cabins that you could rent overnight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we have 5 campgrounds, 3 aquatic centers, and those are places where you can go swimming. And 6 nature centers.
So when people actually rent those cabins, what are they renting them for usually?
That's a great question. Of course, it all depends on the people, right? So people can rent the cabins just for birthday parties. So we have not just cabins. Some locations have bunk houses that sleep up to 30 people. And so some people, Boy Scouts of America, they use the space for their troops. At Camp Shabona, we have a group area that was rented out for someone's 60th birthday party.
That's cute. That's different.
They really hooked up the space. It was really nice. So you got family reunions, you got birthday parties. I'm sure somebody had to use it for a wedding, but I don't know about that yet. But I think that would be a good opportunity.
Nature people will do that.
But we know some people who like to do some glamping.
Yeah,
and then maybe instead of going
absolutely.
downstate, they might reconsider doing some glamping.
Right here,
an hour and
South
30 minutes to an hour.
They do. They do.
That's
They do.
awesome.
And if you're in South Hollywood, there's tons of restaurants in the area. We have fire pits there where you can roast hot dogs and roast s'mores and cook on site. But there are people who order and have it delivered.
So that's the good news. Do you have bears over there? Because I just want to know before we start spending the night. It's a joke.
No, I was going to add a joke to it, but no bears in the forest preserve.
Well, so if people are interested in doing things outside of Juneteenth and inclusive of Juneteenth, do they go to the same website, the fpdcc.com?
Yes.
And they can actually just register and make their reservations on the website.
Not every program requires registration. When you go to the website, you'll see an asterisk that says, please register for this program. But the majority of nature centers, you can just show up to and just enjoy yourself, go on the trail, No cost, no nothing.
That sounds cool.
Now,
That
if you're
sounds
going to
cool.
bring 10 plus people, out of courtesy, give us a call just so we can expect you.
You know how we do.
Because we might be entertaining a group of 80 kids that day.
Yeah. Well, this is amazing, Cree. Thank you, if I may call you Cree. Thank you so much. I love this. Okay, again, guys, the website is fpdcc.com/Juneteenth or fpdcc.com all year long. Y'all, we gonna take a break right now because I just want to like marinate on that all this new information that I got, and I hope you do too. Keep it locked though, y'all. We got way more news to share with you on the Brunch Bunch. Oh my God, zip lining! I never knew this. Fishing, this is incredible.
Again, seriously, that clamping thing. That's a birthday outing.
And then the routes that you guys are like actually imparting information. That's awesome.
And that's a new one.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say I've had very good memories in your forest.
Ooh.
Me and my grandfather used to go out there and shoot squirrels out there.
Wow.
Did you say shoot?
Yes, he
I'm
did.
sorry,
Yes, I heard him
but-
say it.
I don't need to know.
I'm sorry, but it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
Some of the best memories I've
Thank
ever
you,
had.
Cree. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Reach out if you need.
Okay, sure will. So our next guys are coming in. One of them is in a wheelchair. Your face.
I see.
Oh, with the young man with the locks.
Yeah.
Like, cause y'all always follow me.
You follow us.
No, you always follow me. Okay, sorry. I'm being white now.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, word. You could sit any do those. Right now? Yeah, it's perfect.
You all can sit in any vacant seat. I know. My boy.
Did y'all just sit over here?
What's your last name? You know my son Matthew Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh, that's good.
So Levon Stone,
Senior.
You just say Vaughn though.
Down here.
Okay.
Fine.
And Dr. Joseph Strickland.
Joe.
Dr. Joe.
All right. Well, I was just trying to get the people. You got this.
I love it. But these my people, so we good.
And Zion.
Yep.
Are you on too?
No,
Oh, you're working with us?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You phone in work, sir?
Thank you.
You'll be working with us now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, they have their head on me.
Joe's phone ain't working.
First of all, let me tell you something. Zion can sing. I'm not talking about sing. I'm talking about sing. I've been on his podcast.
Yeah, he was on my son's podcast too.
He was? Well, Marshall's podcast too.
50 seconds.
No, I'm gonna alley-oop it to you this time. But see, when she has that her intro song, it always goes straight to her. It's my winter season.
20 seconds.
My winter season. What's up, lovely bunny?
Wait, who? You want your beer? You want your beer holder? I want the bear.
You want a bear?
I'm just
5, 4, 3, 2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamira Fair on the air, and I am proudly posted in the studio with the rest of the Brunch Bunches. What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
You know it is community chatter, and of course, It's always Tuesday that we get the best guests and some return guests. But today we got Katrina Waddy filling in for none other than Winona Redmond. Katrina, what's up, girl?
Hey.
You got a whole new set of guests.
Oh, yeah, I got a whole new set of guests. We're doing a little activist takeover today.
I see. I love it.
But thank you all again. I'm so happy to be filling in for Winona Redmond as guest host for this portion of the Community Chatter segment. And so what I have here today, LaVon Stone Sr., we call him Von. He is the co-founder and CEO of Activist Inc., and Dr. Joseph Strickland, Dr. Joe, I call him, and he is the co-founder of Activist Inc. as well. And I don't know how many of your viewers or listeners might even know who and what Activist is, and that's why I pushed so hard to get us on the show today. We are a community health organization that looks at violence through a public health lens. We're in the community violence intervention space, and so, folks probably know some other organizations, but Activists, we've been around since about 2010, just quietly doing the work. And June is National Gun Violence Awareness Month, and of course, for an organization like ours, we don't take this lightly. The work that we do to not only prevent violence, mediate conflicts, hopefully help to cut down on acts of retaliation. But again, I can talk all day. I'm the public education director for Activist, so I know what we do. But these guys know at the heart of what we do. So I wanted them to kind of introduce themselves and then talk about the work that we do at Activist and why it's so important. So are we going to start with Dr. Joe? We said okay. Go ahead, Dr. Joe.
Well, I'll begin with the work we do is sprung from our love for our community and for our people. So we've been doing this work informally since the 1990s. And we've been doing it formally, as LaVon said, since 2002. In a previous organization, Activist started in 2010, but really our function is to make space for our people to prosper peacefully, and also be able to enjoy a quality of life, so have every opportunity. We have a lot of people, Vaughn and I are from the same community, and we have people that go to prison or come home from prison every week. And what I try to inform people is that the people that are in jail and prison have the same dreams and hopes sitting on their bunks as the people that are in college dorms. So we want them to come home and have the same opportunity.
Yeah, that's incredible. And speaking of safe spaces, I see that you were responsible for actually building the first injury-free playground. Now, I've never heard of that, and I'm in childcare. First injury-free playground. Well, you have to do that all around the city. In fact, all around the globe.
Well, actually, it was the second injury-free playground, but it was the first on the South Side.
Okay.
We built that. That's when Michelle Obama was the director of community affairs at University of Chicago Hospital, and with money from Allstate. But it was a community build. It was beautiful. It's on 62nd and Kimball.
It's still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still injury-free?
I haven't been in a while.
You haven't heard about any injuries, huh? I guess it's still injury-free.
Yes. I mean, if you can remember what playgrounds were like before they had all the padding, they were, I don't know how we survived.
Right. Hot metal and all that.
Well, let me tell you, I got
concrete
some
jungle.
moves to show for.
Yeah. Vaughn, why don't you talk again? Tell us a little bit about the work that we do at Activist, and Vaughn's story is not unlike talking to Vaughn about getting ready for today's show. And I know Vaughn's background and all that, and he's like, it's not even about me. You can take Vaughn's story and put a different, put somebody else's name on it throughout our organization. And so I just wanted to, hear a little bit more, let the listeners hear a little bit more about who you are and what you do, and again, how you even got to leading and being the leader, the only African-American male leading the largest local community violence intervention organization. So I'm gonna put that on you. Go ahead.
That's a big job.
Right. So I think I'll start by just giving just a little background of who I am, where I come from. Right. So I actually grew up for the most part of my life in the Roseland community on 95th Street, right off the Dan Ryan, Loden Home, Princeton Park, residential houses. My mom went to prison. I was young. My auntie took me and my sisters in, and you know, to me, I always talk about taking the senior route. I always explain how I went from, being a paper boy, being a Boy Scout, singing in the church choir to jumping off the porch, choosing another path, not finishing high school, was a smart kid the whole way. But to me, I summed it up by saying it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. So Joe, like he alluded to earlier, we both come from the same neighborhood, just some time different from each other. So I didn't change. I got shot and paralyzed at 18 years old. So picture leaving home at 16, getting shot at 18. But I didn't change my life. I didn't, for the most part, when you're a kid, you tend to do what you think you know. So because I had made this decision to go to the street, I stayed there until I turned 30. I always had a plan to change my life when I got 30. To me, 30 was like grown.
If you get 30, you grown.
Yeah, right. So they say, they always say your brain fully developed by the time you're 25, right? So I got shot, paralyzed, went to prison in my wheelchair, met some good guys in the wheelchair.
Shot by a friend.
Yeah, that goes without saying. No, that's okay. And again, people talk about this all the time. People who know us know us. This wasn't no mistaken identity. This wasn't no gang war, none of those things. This was, being shot by someone somebody you trust, a brother and friend of yours. That was actually my rap on the charge I went to prison on too. So again, that's another conversation. I think not only I got shot in front of like 200 people, the community knew, the police knew who shot me. It's just one of those cultures back then, part of the G code was not talking, not telling. So he went to prison, I went to prison. I got home first. I still took care of him, made sure he was cool, and changed our lives. So again, to me, we've done violence prevention, this type of work our whole life. So it's not nothing. I always tell all the time, it ain't just me. I'm just an example of one of the ones who took the training and took it to this level. So we probably right now, she talked about, we probably got the largest appropriation that ever been gave to not only a black-led convicted felon organization that made behavior change model. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not saying it haven't happened in the state of Illinois. I'm just saying someone with my credentials, my background, that lived experience once was part of the problem, now part of the solution. I haven't seen it done.
So now you manage a $10 million fund.
And truthfully, it's beyond 10 million. I mean, I think last year. So there's some. We could talk about it in different ways. So we got an appropriation for $7.5 million, and then we also won grants that we had to apply for coming through a NOFO process. So we've applied for a $30 million opportunity. The state decided to split it in half, so we got 15 million of those.
Not a bad take. Sorry, not a bad take.
I wouldn't use the word take because someone else used that word throughout the city saying we took their money, and that wasn't the case.
No, I'm saying it's not a bad.
It's
good. It's good funds if you can get it.
Right. So again, but not only that, we also applied for another opportunity that was $17 million or $15 million from the city, and we won. And once we won that, the city decided to cut it in half, so we got 7 points. So again, we talk about overall budget. The money doesn't just stay with activists. In the last 5 years, activists have funded 42 different grassroots organizations. So it's
super important because our city, the violence has exponentially soared. So these are dollars that are used appropriately, for sure.
And we've had 5 clean audits. Yeah. So again, with no audit findings, anything. So again, we talk about, you hear those rumors about how black folks can't manage money. Black folks not only can't manage money, but we don't work well together. So again, we've demystified all those myths and beliefs too. So again, we're just an example of change.
And I want to touch on too, Von. Again, the organization. Again, when we talk about violence prevention and violence intervention, I host our radio show on as well, so I know this by heart. But Von, you're talking about hospital response, and if you've ever lived next door to somebody and you've seen something going on outside your window, it is chaotic when folks get from the street to the hospital. And so just, think about people screaming, hollering, and just chaos. We've managed relationships or built relationships and partnerships with 6 hospital trauma centers across the city.
So again, I think we got several different programs. So we're not just doing the typical violence prevention on the front end, because we got street outreach workers that does stop shootings and killings on the front end. And those hours could vary. In the summertime, we got hours from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. We got 9 community sites, 9 areas that we work in preventing violence on the front end. Then we also got hospital response that we partner with 6 hospitals. Anytime someone is shot, stabbed, or jumped on, and go to the emergency room, someone from the team go talk to the victim and the family. We also seen that there was a gap and a need where people wasn't, we needed some type of counseling, grief counseling. So we expanded to doing counseling, not just for our staff, but for anybody that need counseling. That's free. It's free as well. Then we got a workforce development initiative. We got a Know Your Rights initiative. So again, we've expanded just for it seems typically when you talk about just street outreach, that's not. I thought that's way beyond just doing street outreach. And we also been a pass-through for other agencies as well.
So people who are listening right now who have actually been victims of gun violence or know people who are victims of gun violence, how do they connect with your organization and either become part of the grief counseling portion of it, or however they can fit in, get in where they fit in?
Workforce development.
So again, we got a telephone number that we typically have. That's a standard number for anyone, or go to our website.
Can we have both?
I know our website is www.aclivus, ACCLIVUS Inc. aclivusinc.org. Phone number is 312-766-1140, I believe. I'm so sorry. Look, now that I'm gonna kick my own behind for that.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna call it right
now
so we can make sure that we're giving out the information. So aclivusinc.org. That's ACCLIVUSINC.org. This is so important. As I travel the country and I hear about all these different cities that have had a surge in violence, but really don't have organizations that have the bandwidth to make a difference like yours. These are things that we need to spread to other cities that are not doing or not as robust as this Aclivus organization is. So again, that number is 312-766-7145, 312-766-7145. I was in Philadelphia not too long ago, right? And Philly really has a higher crime rate than we do.
Yeah.
But they don't have an Aclivus. Opportunity. You hear it knocking?
So what I will add too, though, is prior to reactivating Aclivus in 2018, I was once part of a training, because we also do technical assistance and training as well, right? So it's not just here locally, but I've had the privilege to train around the country as well. So there are some agencies in some of these other cities. For the most part, I'm just saying what we did at Aclivus was unique for Chicago, but there's some guys and women that I met in New York who was doing this work directly, like how we're doing it here in Chicago, and how we've been pushing that change and expanding here in Chicago. But there were some folks in Philadelphia and other places too that's with key individuals, like real made men, people who changed their lives. And some of those places I just don't think, for the most part, Chicago is just where we live. Where majority of where we from is a big city, so they talk about Chicago all the time. But it's been a long time since Chicago have been the leading capital of just shootings and violence.
But you can't tell it from around the world. But if I had more time, I'd really delve into that made men situation. But we gotta come table back. Yes, you got to come back. So definitely, you guys are doing some amazing work in the community. Thank you so much for sharing what you've been doing. Truly appreciate it. We are better because of you. So aclivusinc.org, y'all. That's ACCLIVUS, and that's 312-766-7145, 312-766-7145. You have been amazing. I'm going to tell Winona that anytime she's out, send you.
Call me.
You guys, thank you so much for all the community work that you are doing. Dr. Joe, Vaughn, truly appreciate you. And of course, we love to see your face in the place. Y'all, as always, we run out of time, but we never run out of things to talk about, because Chicago and the nation is just that. Y'all need to go to LA next. Because it's about to go down. Or up, as you could say. But you know what? We always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love, land on love. Brunch Bunch, I love y'all.
Love you too.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you too. I want to ask that you guys keep Marcel in prayer. When I tell you that prayer pushes things to fruition that normal people cannot understand, but believers, you understand. Please keep him in prayer. And y'all, we do it all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. Stay optimistic. All right, y'all. You did a great job. Thank you so much. Hey, Tony. Oh, yes, you can use that pen. Thank you, love.
Yes, it was like on Facebook that I'm
WGRB Chicago and iHeartRadio stations make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new, and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music.
What'd you say, Zoe?
Did you need to record it?
Inspiration 1390 music
Okay.
power.
The only thing I need to record is my record breaking time of getting out of here. We'll do it tomorrow. All right. Hey, Michelle. What's up, y'all? Hey, listen, thank you so much for tuning in today. You got a lot of information. Be sure that you don't just hold this information, that you share it with your network, because it may not be applicable to you at the time, but it might be applicable to someone that you know. And of course, it's always our aim to send you back better than you came. I hope we did our job today. And if not, we get another opportunity to do it tomorrow. Even though I suspect we did do it today, y'all. Stay optimistic.